Hi, Alex recaps here. Today I am going to explain a movie called Just a Gigolo Truck Driver. The protagonist's father rushes home at full speed but suddenly falls asleep and crashes into a neighbor house. The explosion that follows after the accident leaves no chance of survival. His children Alex and Sarah are discussing the future of the family. Whoever does not work does not eat. That's what their father always said. Alex decides that he will never work in his life and he is attracted by the opportunity to become a gigolo in the future. He plans to find a rich wife who will support him. 10 years later, his desire for easy money leads him to an expensive mansion where he, along with his friend Daniel, plans to find a rich wife, and his eyes rush to Denise Meshid, an unmarried woman who owns a huge fortune. Although Daniel declares his long-term plans for this woman, Alex does not waste even a second, takes off all his extra clothes, shows off his body to the lady and dives into the pool. In front of her, having emerged, he seemed to casually get acquainted with her. His plan works flawlessly. 28 years later, he wakes up in Dennis's house. To his great regret, she is still alive, but it seems that Alex is not worried about it. After all, without spending effort, he got what he aspired to. His life is full of luxury and all kinds of entertainment. At the massage, Dennis reminds him that today is an unusual day, and they have an anniversary. They have been together for 28 years now. Once again, Dennis gives Alex the watch as a present. The cunning Alex decides to give his mistress a new car, which he inherits anyway. Daniel's life is not going as well as his friends. He fails to get everything from life. His wife makes sure that his appearance was perfect, therefore he is forced to diet and exercise. He warns Alex that a happy times may end in his life too. Dennis will definitely find someone younger, and indeed his words turn out to be true. Returning home, Alex finds his wife with a car salesman. Alex tries to claim half of the property, but Dennis reminds him that they weren't even married. Alex is left with nothing. In an instant, in search of help, he goes to his friend who can only lets him live in his wife's granddaughter's dollhouse. Of course, this cannot go on for long. Alex believes that he can find you girlfriend. For advice, Alex turns to an experienced gigolo who has 6 marriages and 6 inheritances. He tells him about all the intricacies of this case. Now Alex needs to find a woman even older and richer than Dennis. He also advised to turn to his sister for help. For many years, Alex did not even think about Sarah. Ever since Alex started living with Denise, he hasn't been interested in his sister's fate at all. Alex missed the funeral of her husband and the birth of his nephew Hugo. After much persuasion, he manages to persuade his sister to stay, promising that it is only for one night. Brother and sister do not understand each other at all. Alex feels no guilt for abandoning their family. He also fails to find a common language with his nephew because he knows nothing about any more his hobbies. Sarah's neighbor Michael comes to the house. He often turns to her help with the housework. Sarah leaves for work and an unemployed Alex drives his nephew's school. Alex immediately notices that Hugo is studying at a rich school, which means that he has something to profit from here. Hugo is secretly in love with a girl from school named Eva, but he doesn't have the courage to approach her for confessing it. Alex learns for his nephew that the woman next to this girl is her grandmother Samantha. The good part for Alex is that her husband died a year ago from Daniel. Alex finds out that frowning Samantha will not be easy, almost impossible. Now she's going to a charity event, but the entrance ticket cost €500. Alex, who has never worked in his life, wraps his sister's car with advertising and receives the necessary amount of money for this, which allows him to pay for ticket before showing himself. Alex needs to preen, remembering all the tricks that once helped him seduce Denise. He heads to the pool. To his deepest regret, he is really old for this. The guard throws him out the gate and tells to never show up again. Daniel again reminds that Samantha is too tough for Alex, but Alex has a new plan. After picking up Hugo from school, he takes him to eat ice cream and shows him how with the help of seduction you can get anything for free. For Mac Day, Alex begins teaching Hugo everything he needs to please Eva. Sarah is disappointed with the way Alex behaved. In addition, in the evening she learns that Alex teaches her son the right way to communicate with women and forbids him to continue such lessons. The next morning starts for Alex with bad news. Sarah makes him get up and go look for a job. Daniel manages to get information about Samantha, and at breakfast he tells Alex that she loves when people talk about her knees. Not knowing how to find job, Alex goes to the girl from whom yesterday he received free ice cream. She is ready to help him, but before that Alex will have to learn all the types of ice cream which are sold in this establishment. Alex does not listen to his sister and continues to teach Hugo how to treat women. Hugo was still afraid to approach Eva, so the next lesson Alex teaches him confidence. He forces his nephew to approach an older girl, but she immediately rejects him. Alex encourages Hugo, saying that you should not give up after the first refusal. The girl who is sitting next to him admires Hugo's throw in the first grains. A confidence wakes up in him, but it turns out that Alex paid to that girl. Hugo is now ready for the next step, and in the pool, with the help of a branded swim, he manages to attract attention. Alex is happy because his nephew is invited to Eva's birthday, which means that Alex can go with him. But not everything is so simple. Another problem arises on his way. Sarah herself wants to take Eva. Now when the goal is so close, nothing can stop Alex on the way to a rich life, and therefore he asks Michael to invite Sarah on a date. In the evening, a heartful conversation takes place between brother and sister. Sarah isn't sure that she's ready for a new relationship, but Alex convinces her it's time to move on. Alex also manages to persuade Sarah to relax a little, and they spend the evening in unbridled fun. It's a day when Alex gets his first paycheck, but he doesn't have enough to pay back the ad money. He ripped off Sarah's car. He asked the restaurant owner lady for a loan, and it seems that a grain of honesty has been born in Alex. He is ready to pay back the money, but on the car near the salon he sees an advertisement about rejuvenation, just €500 young again. After visiting the salon, Alex is ready to go with his nephew to Evie's birthday, but before that the owner of the salon, to whom he owes money, breaks into his sister's house. They take away the camera, which Hugo cherishes very much. Only by returning the money Alex will get it back. Alex finally gets close to Samantha with his nephew. They try by all means to charm the ladies. It turns out that Hugo does not have to use all the tricks that his uncle taught him because Eva already likes him. It turns out that the clue about her knees was a setup story because the woman's knees were replaced with prosthesis after a serious injury. Daniels decided to take revenge on his friend for the fact that 28 years ago Alex stole Dennis from him. During the skirmish, Alex says that he does not want to live with his relatives in a cheap apartment all his life, thus hurting the feelings of the child. Alex ruined everything. The relatives were not ready for another betrayal from him. After collecting her brother's belongings, Sarah puts Alex outside. Alex begins to realize that the life you live, the ideals and principles that he followed were false. Perhaps in this life, there are things much more valuable than yachts and cars only one person has. Left her and give Alex a chance. The lady gives no place to sleep, but Alex takes kindness as sympathy for himself. The girl explains to him that you can help people just like that without demanding anything in return. Upon learning of this situation with his family, she advises him to try and make things right. Why? Finding out that Daniel went to Samantha in order to find a new wife, kicked him out of the house. Since he has no other friends, he turns to Alex for help. Together they decide to rob an advertising salon, but Alex has a different goal. He takes his nephew's camera and leaves the salon on a small motorcycle. The next day at school, Hugo approaches Eva and finds out that Alex sent a letter on his behalf. In the letter he writes a heartfelt speech on behalf of Hugo, who apologizes to Eva for ruining her birthday party. Alex apologizes to Hugo and his mother. Alex did not limit himself to words alone, and he managed to seduce Daniel's wife. He showed her a sketch of a house designed by his sister. This will be a great opportunity for Sarah to earn money. After a short conversation, brother and sister reconcile. At the end of the film we see how Hugo's life has improved. He managed to start dating with Eva. He sits next to Alex on the bench and smiles at him. This means that he no longer holds anger against Alex. Here movie ends. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow at the same time.